So today we're going to be talking about the February 11th maintenance. We're going to be looking at the changes. It doesn't look like there's very many, but there's some very important ones I want to talk about, as well as something you may not have known about some specializations. Let's get into it. Alright, so it's going to happen normal time, Friday morning, Omega Supply Box, whatever. Uh, these two zones, Gate of Sin and Pandemonium, going from 2 spawn points to 3 spawn points. Very great change. I know myself, I usually get Pandemonium as my daily, and then I have to spend 20-30 minutes just hoping it spawns and I can actually get over there. Building off of that, this is a physical change to the Pandemonium map. They're changing the teleporter to be closer to the second boss. The first teleporter is right when you zone in, so you'll be able to jump to that teleporter or the boss down at the bottom. And if the other one spawns you need to get to, you can teleport over and be there right immediately. Also shows the new third boss location, which is nicely spaced out. Now let's talk about the fixes. I'm going to talk about 1 and 6 at the same time. Magic's Fall of the Mutants, her weapon wasn't showing correctly. It would either turn invisible, I believe, or the wrong size. So that's just a cosmetic change. The same thing with some of Storm's costumes. They just wouldn't look right. Omega War matchmaking intermittently not proceeding correctly. I talked with several people to try to figure out what this means. This isn't about the lopsided power-wise issue that we talked about before. This is people are loading in with like 8 against 14 numbers of people. This is they want the closer numbers. Even since beta, I've had some 3 against 3 on 4s and some 4 on 5s and stuff like that. This is putting us back towards that, versus right now people are having some like not loading in correctly, things like that, and it's 8 against 14, 11 against 15, things like that is what I've been reported to. I want to talk about 4 and 5. I'm going to skip number 3 for a second. 4 and 5, Captain Marvel dodge prediction and Black Widow improvising. People read through this and just saw Captain Marvel specialization, Black Widow specialization, and thought the issue that I told you about yesterday was fixed. It was not from reading this. So what this is these are their two specializations that do something. The dodge prediction gives cooldown on the lightspeed movement skills. Improvising gives cooldown on espionage device, on all skills when you use espionage device skills. They both had 10-second cooldowns, and the thing is, it sounds like it's just sometimes not happening. Which leads me into number 3 right here, because the same thing, I wanted to talk about it in this order. So 4 and 5, they're sometimes not working. It's possible some spaghetti code background thing, and because they're not working, it's causing the exploit that people are using. I don't believe that's what's happening, but I can see a world where something in the back end, because these are messed up, causes this to be messed up. If not, myself and several others are trying to get it fixed up in this maintenance. Number 3, I wanted to talk about Storm's ice heavy snow. Not applying correctly will be fixed. So what this means is I thought they were fixing how this worked. They're not fixing how it worked, they're fixing how it sometimes doesn't happen, similar to 4 and 5. So, heavy snow at max gives 27.5% cooldown on those deep freeze type skills. What's interesting is how that works with actual cooldown is not multiplicative, meaning it's less with more numbers, but it's additive, meaning you just stack it on top. So let's say it's a 10-second cooldown, right? Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna mess with numbers. These aren't the correct numbers. I'm gonna tell you different numbers, so it makes a little bit more sense. I got 50% cooldown, which is the cap, right? So I know my skill starting from 10 seconds is now 5 seconds. Then let's say I have 25% cooldown because of heavy snow. That means I will have a 2.5-second cooldown. Uh, this reduces the cooldown of the ability, not my personal cooldown, which is a weird wording, but that's how it actually works in game. And what was happening here is with heavy snow, it would sometimes not give you that extra, in my number, 25%, but in game, 27.5 at max. But that's what's happening with Bubble. That's how people noticed it because there's the Bubble build running around. And how that works is you have your 50% cooldown, you have your maxed out heavy snow, and then you have a super low cooldown on Bubble. I think it becomes 6.9 seconds at max, and you become invulnerable for 4 seconds. You can see my Dimension Duel build for her, but effectively, you only have 3 seconds you can be touched. With the dodge spec, gives you 2 seconds of invulnerability when you use dot. It gives you more dodges, and when you use dodge, you're invulnerable for 2 seconds. So that's 6 out of 6.9 seconds you are undamageable. There, people are playing around some things to try to figure that out, but let me show you one thing before we close out that I wanted to talk about. They also say there's new events coming. We'll be talking about that once it drops on Friday. I will definitely have a video for you for what's new in the shop, what's worth it, the events, how they work, things like that. But I want to show you something about Magic real quick before we go. So I wanted to show you guys this. It's a post on their official forums. A buddy of mine who recently joined my Discord, he made this post. He's talking about a nerf to Magic, and we want to try to get that. Well, obviously the current exploit issue, but also want to push this right here. I'll have the link to this in the description down below. Please give it a thumbs up or whatever you want. Comment on it. Any kind of touching on this will definitely help out a lot. So he wants transmutation to come to Magic. I think we all want that. But he also talks about New Stark City not working correctly with Magic. What he's talking about is when Magic was released, the New Stark City, there was a $45 bundle. I don't know, you might be able to still get it on Magic if you haven't before. But New Stark City obviously increases the level of your ultimate. They also have the set 15 card set right now that also increases the level of your ultimate. When Magic was released, and you put on New Stark City, it had a +6 on the ultimate level, which increased the explosion damage. But if you also clicked it and looked, it also increased the level of the skills. The 3 skills you can use while you're in ultimate. It also increased the damage of her basic attack. All of that's gone. It no longer says +6 on the 3 skills, and the basic attack is no longer dealing bonus damage. Baladix, I can't pronounce his name, that's on me, but he wants to see both of these things addressed. I also want to see these addressed, as well as the maintenance. Everything they're giving us is fine, but they really need to touch the specialization issue. I'm glad to say that I have not seen anybody, at least in my personal games, abusing what I told you all about last night, all yesterday. Um, Let me know in the comments down below if you've been seeing anyone doing it. And please, please, please click the link below and go upvote, thumbs up, comment, whatever on the magic thing, because I really want to see some stuff with magic. Till next time, guys.